What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of History Hyenas. I'm Yanni the Greek, sitting here with Chrissy, the German, and I just want to start by saying, Mona Lisa, fumes or no fumes?
I'm gonna go fumes because she has an oil painted pussy.
Because I remember a time when you sent me a picture of one of the Lion King characters, and it was a female lion, and you asked me if she was hot or no, and that you wanted to bang her.
Yeah, that's Naya, and that's Naya from the Lion King, and I have cranked it to her multiple times, as well as Ursula from the Little Mermaid, and it's S-Located.
So my question today, we're doing Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's a wild one.
Mona Lisa, would you?
1,000%, I would bang Mona Lisa like Leonardo da Vinci, like the.
Yes, he
and we're
did.
going to tell you all about that.
Yes, that's what you call a truth, Peter Ginsburg. That's what you call an HHFOD. That's what you call an unfortunate reality of history.
That's what you call a smashed cookie on the floor.
That's smushed and it's on the floor. It's under my shoe.
You can't get around certain truths of antiquity.
Yeah.
And the truth is that they just used to like them young.
They liked them young.
And they liked boys. And back in Leonardo da Vinci's time, we're talking 1470s to 1530s roughly. The kid, back then, there was no real label for being gay.
No.
You were just a human being,
Yeah.
and you ate whatever was on the table.
Yeah.
If there was a girl on the table, you ate that. If there was a boy on the table, you ate that. If there was a young boy on the table, sometimes you turn the lights off and you ate that.
You ate that.
And it's just what it was. And that was a bit of a freer society back then where you could just kind of say, you know what? I'm just a human being, and I'll bang who I want to bang.
Yeah.
And that's what Da Vinci did.
Yeah, free as a bird. Free as a bird, which Leonardo da Vinci loved birds. You're right. Sexuality back then was like coming into a house party, and whatever they put on the table, you eat. Sometimes a shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're at like a low-class place that you can't bring Tim Dillon to because he'll leave.
Yeah.
There'll be Cheetos.
Yes.
There'll be paper plates. There'll be things that snob from Long Island just will get upset about.
Right.
But sometimes there's nice stuff like tuna on a cracker, and sometimes there's a 14-year-old kid without a shirt on.
What it is. Now, here's the thing, folks, is we are, as you can tell, if you're watching this live at youtube.com/historyhyenas, you will notice that we are in a new studio, and this is probably going to be our new studio moving forward, and it's cute. The one big note I'm going to have for Patty Clips, who's running it all,
is only whites in here.
Right, that's that. Because this kind of, this table is just temporary. The problem with a table like this is I don't have an issue with it, but I'm so close to you that you will get kissed on the lips. I've never talked to you and done a podcast episode where, the last time on our old History in the studio, the table, we were set back. I don't know if I could be in this proximity to your lips, because make no mistake, because you with a zin in your mouth is hot.
Yeah. What I'm suspicious of, and I will be honest, what I'm suspicious
Jews.
of. Absolutely.
Obviously, Vlad 14.
All the time, I'm suspicious of the Yamis. But what I'm suspicious of is
Because you're Yanni the Yami.
I'm Yanni the Yami.
You are, because you've been screwed in lately.
I am fucking screwed. Yeah. I have my Yami permanently glued to my head.
It's what it is.
I don't even take it off the shower.
No.
I keep it on.
You got it on. And you have hair today, which is amazing.
I have hair. Yeah.
Yeah,
it just depends on the day. It depends on the shampoo. This is what I'm suspicious of, is you've picked the last of the few topics, and each one of these guys is bisexual.
It's what it is. Yeah.
You keep just flying towards these guys who they really, really munch at the buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah. They take a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. They take a little carrots, they take a little buffalo wings, and they take a little boy.
Yeah.
So I just want to know how you've been feeling about these topics. Are they making you feel a little less alone?
They're making me feel a little less alone. And make no mistake, I was watching. And by the way, somebody suggested every time one of us says make no mistake, they should do a shot. You should do that. Every time we do make no mistake, do a shot, and then send a video to patreon.com/historyhyenas. But I was watching a documentary about Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci, fascinating, with Jasmine. And there was right before we started watching this documentary, they're talking about, they eventually go on talking about how he's definitely not even bisexual. He was fully gay.
He was a gay guy.
He was a gay guy.
Which, by the way, do you think he was able to study all that stuff and have such a big brain and be one of the most brilliant people in history because he was freed up from having to talk to people with smaller brains? A lot of them.
I think so.
I mean, you look at a lot of the brilliant people from history, and there's just no women in the picture.
No, most of them were gay.
Yeah.
Most of the geniuses of our time are gay.
Do you ever think Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci got into a sword fight because they were there at the same time and they were two gay kids?
Yeah,
Michelangelo also was a gay guy.
Michelangelo was a gay guy, and we'll get to him, but he was young and hot, and Da Vinci, by the time Michelangelo met Da Vinci, was just kind of old and haggard.
Yeah, but he could have been into that. He could have been into, what's that fetish in the gay community called? That's not bear. What is that? Elder? They do. Huh?
Daddy?
Yeah.
Daddy, zaddy?
Daddy, a zaddy or a daddy.
Yes.
Yeah, they're into that. Or a sugar daddy.
So what? I mean, these mics are heavy.
You know what you're holding that like right now? The guy from Queen, what's his name?
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, you're holding like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
You lean towards gays.
It's what it is.
Politically, you lean right, and socially, you lean gay.
It's what it is, cuz. So I think that so we're watching this documentary, and like 20 minutes before we started the documentary, I had said to Jazz, I was trying to write something. Whatever.
I want to fucking hang an ornament. I want to hang an ornament off of his Christopher Reeves curl.
Yeah,
I just want to hang an ornament on that for Christmas episode. Can you just hang an ornament off that?
What it is? Yeah, he's the Da Vinci of our time.
Yeah, talking about gay kids.
Can you hear? He's gay.
Yeah.
You're gay. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were inept.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be on the Patreon. That's it. Yeah. So, okay. So, I mean, yeah, look at that, cuz, I mean, look at Patty Clips looking at us like we're fucking muffins behind the glass.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid, we're looking at us like we are a croissant.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to, let's go to the store, get a couple of bacon, egg, and cheeses for us and a Wegovy for him.
It's what it is. So I had said before, right before we started the documentary, I had said, I'm trying to write whatever, and I'm like, nothing gets done. Does anything ever get finished? I just said that, like I was frustrated, whatever. We're watching the documentary, 45 minutes into the documentary, they were going over Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, and he had written in Italian, whatever the translation is, he goes, nothing ever gets done. I can't finish anything. And then Jasmine was like, isn't that weird? That's exactly what you just said. And Da Vinci's over here saying that exact thing 500 years ago, running around sculpting men. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you think I'm gay? And Jasmine looked at me. She goes, I know you are.
Yeah.
And then walked away with her little stupid ponytail.
Yeah.
It's what it is. But we embrace it. What I want to say, what I'd like to do is be me, be who I want to be, and just say, if I want to go out to a bar, if I want to go to Houston and meet a guy, it's not gay. I'm just saying what I'm doing is I'm going back in time.
You're a Renaissance man.
I'm a Renaissance man. I'm going to say, I'd like to Da Vinci with you.
Yeah, you like to Da Vinci.
Yeah.
You know what's fascinating about Leonardo da Vinci? I think today they would have put him on Adderall and said he had ADD. That kid definitely had ADHD, and it just shows you that if you don't fix a kid and you encourage a kid, that he will discover things, because he didn't finish anything, and that's what they say is one of the big symptoms of ADHD is you start one thing and you move on to the next. This kid had a lot in common with you.
Well, it's a lot in common with me, and I love how 20 minutes into the documentary they said, and most likely he was gay. I said, for the first 20 minutes of the documentary, you told me, the documentary said all he used to do as a kid is sketch drapes. I was like, you're not drawing pictures of the drapes unless you're a gay kid. That's all his early drawings were, just pictures of drapes.
If you're in the arts, you got nicked at least.
100%.
There's no way you didn't get nicked if you're doing comedy, if you're doing finger painting like Jesse, if you're an architect, anything in the arts, you got at least nicked or you got clipped. And this kid got fully clipped.
He got fully clipped.
Yeah.
Now, Jesse, as well, as you said, Jesse liked to sculpt so did Da Vinci, but Jesse would sculpt fat people. Da Vinci only sculpted ripped dudes.
He only skipped it because Jesse's a straight kid, so he goes for the funny, but Leonardo da Vinci just wanted anything that he was working on to make himself go pewing.
What was also very fascinating about Leonardo da Vinci is, thank God the kid was an orphan and rejected by his mother, because he's from the town of, he's not even from the, Vinci is the town or province.
He's basically gay Jon Snow.
He's gay Jon Snow.
Yeah.
So what was beautiful about that is if he was whatever his biological father, I think, was had some type of apprenticeship, and back then, if you had to do what your father did, he would have been, you can't do the arts no matter what. But because he was an orphan and let go, he was free to do anything. He was free to be gay, free to paint, free to sculpt. So you would have not had Leonardo da Vinci if the kid wasn't put up for adoption.
Yeah, now how about us, right? We got two dads. I didn't become a guy who needed to do lithium, and you didn't become a guy who hung out at Indian casinos. So how did that happen?
Yeah, I don't.
We were supposed to be doing what our dads did.
I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I will tell you one thing similar to me and my dad is I'm going back to Staten Island. And that's just like my dad did, and it's what it is, cuz, and make no mistake, I'm in over my head on that mortgage payment. So go to patreon.com/historyhyenas. But it's what it is, and I think that with Da Vinci, what was fascinating to me about the kid is, first of all, if you go, I want to go back in time.
Take us back.
I want to take you back. So that time, 1490s, early 1500s, if you were in Florence, Italy, in a freaking 2-block radius, they used to hang out at the piazzas, the little cafe spots. You had Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Machiavelli all sitting down in the piazzas, just, talking about philosophy, talking about sculptures, talking about art. I mean, that would have been cute to come over there and have a black and white cookie with them.
That would have been really nice to be a fly on the wall and just listen to those gay kids talking about high art and culture and politics. Leonardo da Vinci, I always want to say
Leonardo da Vinci, was he named after one of the Ninja Turtles?
I think he was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
and so was Raphael.
Isn't that funny? The guy's like probably the biggest genius of all time, and what we did is name a fucking Ninja Turtle after him.
Yeah.
That's what you get. That's American culture right there.
That's what it is.
Nobody's taught about him in school. You're taught about him when you're playing with your other kids in the living room.
Yeah.
It's not great.
You don't even get to discover Leonardo da Vinci unless you kind of are in the gay part of town.
That's the only way. We
would not have ever, do you think my friends from home or your friends from home care or even want to know about Leonardo da Vinci?
No. The kids me and Jesse grew up with, me and Jesse became friends because we went to art museums, and I love going to art museums with Jesse because he explains everything, he knows everything. But no kid we grew up to can even go into a museum without feeling like a full homosexual,
right,
and thinking that there's something wrong with it,
right.
And you too, you're the same thing. You're the Goodwill Hunting of Ridgewood, Queens. You can't go in there and let them know that, guys, I can't come out tonight. I can't watch a Jets game with you, because I got to watch this PBS documentary, this publicly funded documentary by Ken Burns. You know who Ken Burns is? They go, who is he, a backup catcher in the minor leagues for the Mets? You go, no. He's a guy who spanned 4 decades making great documentaries that I thoroughly enjoy. That I have to watch alone in my room because nobody in my family wants to watch this either because I'm a fully flamed out, fully charged fucking German-nicked kid.
It's what it is.
Yeah, it's what it is, cuz.
But it's...
You got gay interest.
I got gay interest.
And so do I.
Yeah, and I was fascinated. Learning about Da Vinci because what was amazing about him is the kid would start painting and sculpting and then just not put out that work ever because he just followed his brain and he followed his heart. And a lot of you guys don't follow your heart.
No, you got to follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
And
that's what Da Vinci did, because what Da Vinci said, he said, listen, I'm doing the work.
Patty Clips follows his stomach.
Yeah,
and so does Chris Italia.
Yes, so do they do. So that's
for Christmas they're getting Wegovy.
Yeah, little Wegovy. Yeah, that's what it is, cuz. And make no mistake, at patreon.com/historyhyenas, we're going to talk about them big. But that's behind the paywall.
Big pun intended.
Big pun intended. Yeah. And we also, by the way, got a big surprise in a couple of weeks. We're doing the biggest podcast that's ever existed together. So it's going to be fun. You're going to want to listen.
We're doing it with biggest podcast with the biggest host.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the host is squeezed.
Yeah.
If he heard it, it'd be okay.
Yeah, shout out Kendrick Lamar and Andrew Schultz. What's going on?
Oh, my God.
I think we're going to wait a couple months to ask to go on Flagrant 2 until things cool down.
Yeah, I don't need that, cuz. I don't need that. I don't need to be in the podcast studio and then the fucking shootout.
Yeah, I just don't need it in my life. I got kids.
Yeah, make no mistake. If a shootout ever did break out and me and you were guests on Flagrant 2, make no mistake, every single one of us in that studio would be grabbing Akash and putting it up as a shield. That's what we do. We'd say, just shoot him. JK.
Shout out to an old school Patreon member who, if he does this name again, if he comes back again, he's getting the PPW again.
What did he say?
Because I was reminded by it. It was the first Ducks of History Hyenas. His Patreon name was Führer Schultz made Akash a slumdog millionaire.
Yeah, it's what it is.
It's a 10, and it's a Hall of Famer, and it just deserves a mid-episode shout-out.
Did he originally win the PPW on Patreon?
He did with that. Yeah, he's one of the Hall of Famers.
So, but here's the thing: with kids like that, if they make funny names like that, you always have the opportunity to change your name, and then if you got talent, you got talent.
Yeah.
Much like Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci, you think, oh, he's only a painter. And then they find his notebooks, and then they find he was making helicopters. Dude, the kid sketched out a heart valve, like operation with water off a calf's heart. He sketched that out in the 1520s, 500, 400 years before it was ever done in practice. Because the kid would sketch, and it wasn't even about being practical. It wasn't even about those inventions coming to life. The kid just sketched in his brain. Do you think, here's an honest question, 2 questions. Do you think, A, he would be defined as maybe being on the spectrum today, or B, was the kid an alien? Honest.
The first one, I know definitely he wasn't autistic. Because
why do you think?
Here's the wild thing about him. He wasn't one of these tortured artist types. The kid was social. He was flamboyant. He was a lot of fun. And also,
he sounded like your brother.
Yeah, he was hot.
Yeah.
He was a good-looking guy, and he was in shape. They said the kid was ripped, so the kid must have been doing some jailhouse workouts because he was obsessed with anatomy. He got cadavers, and he dissected them, and he wanted to learn anatomy. Like 30 bodies he cut up himself.
And by the way, let me sorry to cut you off, but
no.
the anatomy, the cadavers, think about back then at that time. In the middle of the summer in Italy, those bodies begin to decay within hours. So this kid was able to cut open a body, not being a surgeon, cut open a body and then sketch it relatively accurately all in the span of a couple of hours.
Here's another thing he has in common with you.
Yeah.
That he worked with cadavers, and he's Italian, so at some point he was probably eating a little fettuccine Alfredo, and it fell inside the body.
It's what,
which happened to you.
Shout out Dr. Futterman.
Yeah.
Which is what it is, and it fell inside the body, and then the kid pinned it, and it was one of the veins of the body.
So if you don't know, if you don't remember,
tell Jesse.
Chrissy got a PhD in physical therapy, so he had to work with cadavers to learn anatomy and stuff, so he can know how to put his hands on you and massage you out.
Yep.
And at one point he was eating fettuccine Alfredo, and a noodle fell inside the body.
A noodle fell inside the body, and then it stayed there. They would let us go in on the weekends when, obviously the big practical exams, you have to, know the cadavers, you have to know every part of the body and this and that. So, after a while, you just get used to it's not so ghastly to you anymore. You could just deal with it. So I went in there on a Saturday with my lab partners, and we studied all night. I was eating fettuccine Alfredo over the body. I didn't realize maybe I had some on my chin. It fell into the body. And then when we had the exam on Monday, they keep the lab cold. It had kind of hardened, and it was like laying in the body. I forgot exactly where, somewhere in the, around one of the veins, it was laying in the body, and, it was just in there, and it's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, if the cadaver was an Italian kid, he would understand.
Yeah.
He would understand. Well, look, you guys, some guys, they love fettuccine Alfredo so much, it's like, I want to be buried with some fettuccine Alfredo inside my body.
Now, because there was a fascinating part of this, of the documentary
research,
that I watched, of my research.
Yeah.
There was a day, like a recorded day in history, this is fascinating. And this is, again, you have to have, as a matter of fact, just because I am close to you and we'll be talking, let's just let the gay out. 1, 2, 3.
Yes!
Okay, we're resetting. So
it really works.
It does.
It really fucking works.
It's a breathing technique.
Yeah.
So there was a day in history, I forgot the exact date, and I would be able to pull it up, but we don't have a monitor in the new studio yet, but make no mistake, we will next week.
Yeah.
So do a shot. So in the piazza, they're talking about the Divine Comedy. I think that was like Dante's Inferno, right?
Yes,
Is that the time?
yes.
So that was like the thing that they were all obsessed with back then. That was like the big work. So Machiavelli and Leonardo da Vinci are talking about this Divine Comedy. And this was at a point in Da Vinci's life where he was in his 50s already. Michelangelo's the hot young kid. Like, he was the new kid in Florence. Everyone wanted him. They loved Da Vinci was a legend, but this is the new blood. So Machiavelli was friends with all of them because he was a big thinker, and would love to pick brains. And he was famous for like wanting to pit artists against each other. Like Machiavelli was always thinking a few steps ahead. He believed to fake his own death, all that. So the original Tupac. So Machiavelli, they were talking about Da Vinci had kind of been a little bit embarrassed in his life at this point because the head of Florence at that time asked him to make this big bronze statue.
Now that's the Medici family.
The Medici family,
Yeah.
right. So they wanted him to ask this big bronze statue. Da Vinci wanted to make a 70-foot horse up on its hind legs
I think
out
this
of bronze.
was in France, right? This wasn't Medici.
No. This is not in France. Da Vinci only goes to France at the end of his life. Da Vinci did not leave Italy until he was 60.
This was in Milan.
No, this was in Milan. Okay, so
Milan.
it's Milan.
This is Milan or Florence?
No, it was Milan.
Okay, so Milan is where he, but where this event I'm going to tell you happens in Florence. So in Milan, then he was designing this bronze horse and whatever. He's taking so much time, Da Vinci. He's trying to do a whole new pulley system way to do it. One of his wild inventions. It's not working. It keeps crumbling. Can't do it. So eventually, this Italian film, I guess the Medicis, get into yet another endless Italian war. And so they take the bronze from him. They basically like, Da Vinci, stop. Like, you're done. We need that bronze to make bullets to kill, whatever, the French or whomever. So it was a big embarrassment for the kid Da Vinci around, town, whatever. And then there's Machiavelli asks Da Vinci in the piazza, and this is, again, being recorded by someone, asked Da Vinci, hey, what do you think like the meaning of the Divine Comedy is? And, Machiavelli, they said he was like grabbing like his, playing with his red beard, whatever, like long red beard. And Michelangelo was scurrying across the piazza at that time, holding all his paintbrushes, and, just being a gay kid at the time, painting the Sistine, I think, or coming up with the idea to paint the Sistine Chapel. That's what they said at the time. And he says, because Da Vinci didn't know that Michelangelo didn't like the kid.
Right.
So Da Vinci says to Michelangelo, he goes, Michelangelo, what do you think is the point of the Divine Comedy? And they said, Michelangelo just like turned to him and said, oh, coming from you, the man who couldn't even make the bronze statue that I could do in my sleep.
Whoa.
And then
Cat fight.
and then ran away.
Yeah.
And they said Da Vinci turned away.
Yeah.
Da Vinci turned away like in embarrassment and was like very upset by it all. And then what Machiavelli knew that these two artists didn't like each other. So what he did is there was a big thing in Florence happening where they would have artists, the people would pick artists to pick a mural for the wall, for whatever wall that they want to do the art on. And Machiavelli said, thinking ahead, he said to the commission, he said, we should have Michelangelo do the commission. And they said, okay, Michelangelo will do it. And he purposely said Michelangelo should do it in this room. And it was right next to Da Vinci's studio. So Da Vinci knew that Michelangelo was there making whatever artist thing. And Da Vinci said, fuck the both of you. I'm going to start making the Mona Lisa.
Wow, is that how it happened?
That's how he began to do it.
Now, when those kids were around each other and they were around other citizens, they talked different. Because back then, there was laws against sodomy. You weren't allowed to be a gay kid. So, although they hate each other and it was a real cat fight, it was a real girl fight.
Yeah.
Do you know when they were around regular dudes, they were like, what's up? My name's Leonardo da Vinci.
Sure.
But then when Leonardo and Michelangelo got together, they were like, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
You think you're fucking good? I could have painted that in my fucking sleep. So when he scurried over, he was more like, I could have fucking done that.
Yeah.
That fucking horse that you couldn't complete.
Yeah.
Mr. Oh my God, I have a new interest. Mr. I can't complete anything.
Yeah.
Mr. Oh my God, I'm a scientist and not an artist. And oh my God, I don't even fucking care about my talent for art. I'm going in a history, bitch. You can't even make a helicopter, bitch.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a helicopter, bitch? Well, it's too heavy and they don't have the technology, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm going to paint the Sistine Chapel. I'm fucking going to go make the fucking Pisa. I'm fucking making the Madonna. And I'm going down in fucking history, bitch.
Yeah. Work, baby. Yeah. Okay, you want to go paint your little Last Supper? Well, I'm over here sculpting David's cock.
Yeah, bitch.
So look at his little cock like you, bitch. That's the Last Supper. Ew.
Yeah. And then fucking one of the Medicis came in and they were like, yeah, man, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. You're good. I'm good, whatever. But I think I'm better. That's all I'm saying. Then he left. He went, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, he literally said, oh, you couldn't even make a horse statue? And he just ran away fainting. He was like, ah!
Yeah.
And by the way, that whole thing of then Leonardo da Vinci started to begin to paint the Lisa, that is a fact of the day, but that's a history Hyenas fact of the day, so you got to research it.
You got to research it.
Because we are the ChatGPT sluts, but it sounds good, and make no mistake, history is a story.
Yeah.
You just play with the facts a little bit.
Play with the facts a little bit.
Because nobody really knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody was there.
I got to slick my hair back.
Yeah, you got to do that, Superman.
Yeah.
Here's the question of the day.
Tell me.
Did Leonardo da Vinci bang a male prostitute and get arrested for sodomy? Survey says it did happen.
It did, but he very powerful people got Da Vinci out. The thing is, I want to know if this was American names, I would know them. But all these names, I don't know what they're saying. Everybody just sounds like their names is Linguini Carbonara.
Yeah.
I don't know what their names are.
Yeah, because
but that is a fact that did happen, and Da Vinci could have not only got arrested, you could have gotten executed for sodomy back then.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So he got close. I mean, he was able.
I mean, I got sodomized by my gastroenterologist sweet, but I only got 2 polyps and they're small.
Because welcome to the crew, the polyps crew.
Yeah,
we're a couple of kids with polyps.
Your name is Giannis Polyps.
Yeah, I've had 6. What are you now? 3.
But since the time I'm 34, I think I'm up to 6 too.
Oh, you up to 6?
Yeah, I gotta just be careful. But Dr. Nick, if you're listening right now, they were small. They were under 4 millimeters, so we think we're okay.
Yeah, we think.
But I did get clipped, and I urge everyone to go get a colonoscopy. It's brutal the night before. You are basically, you're putting water out of your butt, like your butt's like a water car.
Yeah.
But then when you get them clipped out, first of all, the propofol, is it called?
Oh, yeah, it's
propofol?
The best.
It is what killed Michael Jackson, but the kid took too much. But you feel great. I mean, literally, I woke up in the middle of the colonoscopy. I woke up and they had the tube still in my butt, and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And then
you probably work up on purpose because something went into your ass.
I know,
and you wanted to be conscious
I know.
for it.
I woke up and I went, Mateo, and so I
you were like, "Wait, cuz do I really have to be under for this? Because I'd like to be awake."
Yeah, I looked down. I said, "I'm rock hard," the anesthesiologist hit a button with her thumb right there, and I was out again. And then I woke up in the recovery room. And they were like, "Hey, you had a couple of polyps. We took care of them. We'll call you this week if there's any issues. But they're very small. We should see you again in 5 years." And honestly, cuz, it's a little nerve-wracking to know you got polyps in there, but it's really refreshing to know they clipped them out. And if you just go every 5 years, you should be good.
Yeah, you've been really I can sense that you're unsettled by it, but there's nothing to be unsettled by because you got them removed.
Right.
You got them removed.
But why do they keep growing back?
It's just that because it's hard. It's hard to build a wall against polyps. You understand? It's a constant process. You and your gastroenterologist, you guys are the Department of Homeland Security against the foreign invasions, those illegal polyps.
Yeah.
And when you take 6 out, 6 are going to climb over the wall or under the wall to get back in, and you just constantly got to go, and you got to keep reelecting Trump to get them out.
It's what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
I said, instead of clipping them, can you just throw a bunch of American flags up there? The little ones that you get at barbecues. Just put those in the polyps.
Yeah, but once they're out, you're
good.
good.
We're good. All
You're
right.
good. You're clean. You're good.
All right.
The History Hyenas is brought to you by Acorns today. Now, Acorns is something that I use. I use Acorns. It's great. It makes it easy for everyone to start saving and investing. In fact, you get started with your spare change, plus you earn bonus investments just by buying what you need from brands you love. Small steps today can make a huge impact on your future. From Acorns, mighty oaks do grow. Grow your oak. Yeah.
You're a grower.
I'm a grower. Now, it's really cool. It's very easy. What they do is so you buy something or whatever, and then they just round up the number, and if you pay $5.93, then they put they take the 7 cents or the 25 cents or the 37 cents, and they invest it for you in the market.
And that's what we call compound interest. That's very important.
It's very important, and it's very easy, and they do it all for you. Yeah. Pretty much sells itself. It's very easy. I think this is Ashton Kutcher is behind this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, whatever. If he say he is, he is.
I think he's in there. I think he really is. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. They do it all for you, and it's very simple. It's just your spare change, and they invest it instead of, you just go, I don't need that 37 cents. I wasn't going to carry it in my pocket.
Right.
You just put it in. It's very nice.
You invest it.
Yeah, they round it up and they take it and they invest it for you.
That's what it is.
So you don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be a $5 day for you, or even just your spare change. That's right. Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. So that coffee you grab on the way to the mall, that's investing.
That's it. It is
very simple.
It's like a truffle pig.
It's like a truffle pig. It's like cash back, but the bonus investments have a chance to grow.
That's what it is.
So that's what it is. So head to acorns.com/hyenas or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing in your future today. Paid client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC-regulated investment advisor. View important disclosure at acorns.com/hyenas. We are brought to you by Blue Chew. It's all about staying hard in these soft times.
You got to be rock hard.
You got to be rock hard.
Like Da Vinci.
Like Da Vinci was rock hard. Yeah. If you're asking that question, does Blue Chew work? It absolutely does.
Just look at my pants, cuz.
Yeah, they're putting their money where their mouth is by giving you a free month, and you can put your piece in her mouth.
That's what it is, cuz. They're just sending you free woodies.
Yeah, you don't want to put a spaghetti noodle in there. You want to put a nice dried noodle like the one you dropped in a cadaver.
It's what it is, cuz. I want it to be rock hard.
It got rock hard. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form.
Yeah, which is good for me because you know me, I don't swallow pills. I'm a spitter.
Yeah. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA, so this is for patriots.
It's what it is, cuz. Rock hard. You're getting bonus for freedom.
Exactly. And it's prepared and shipped directly to your door. To me, that's one of the best parts.
In discreet packaging, but make no mistake, there'll be nothing discreet about your package.
No. It's all done online and none of that awkward doctor's appointment stuff.
You don't got to do it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. You can take them anytime, day or night, midday, whenever you want.
Yeah.
So you can plan ahead. That chick's coming over in an hour. Chew a Blue Chew.
Chew a Blue Chew.
Chew a Blue
What
Chew.
you said. It's Yanni Sundowns.
Yanni Sundowns.
Yanni, he's got a lot of Linzer tarts in his mouth.
Yeah, right now I had 8 Linzer tarts.
You're acting like a freaking Linzer tart.
Yeah, so be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Yeah. Blue Chew wants men to rock hard. They told me that's the mission. They will not stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house.
That's what they want.
Till every tent is pitched. Till every rod is raised. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Try Blue Chew free. Just pay $5 shipping at checkout. How amazing is that?
That's amazing.
They're giving it away.
$5 bonus.
Yeah, when you visit BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring History Hyenas. So there's no doubt that Leonardo da Vinci was a gay guy.
And probably had polyps.
He probably had polyps too. No, he was never with a woman. There was no women around him. He lived with a guy for 30 years, his best friend, so he was definitely...
Yeah. And I don't know if we're going to have to put that in the Patreon. But, well, wait, she allowed 14?
Yeah,
okay.
just cackle it.
Yeah, and by the way, whoever, I know Giannis already saw it, but just know an honorary PPW is, and you may not win because we've already seen it, but somebody wrote their name as Uncle Russell's pussy, and that's a 10. Because it's a double entendre of cats, and it's okay. And that's a 10.
So that person's going to win.
But they should. Well, but we saw. So they're good. They are the honorary winner. If we get to your name, just know Uncle Russell's pussy at patreon.com/historyhyenas deserves to win.
That. Yeah.
But there's other Uncle Russell ones, so they're coming. Okay. So, But the kid, I forgot his actual name. See, here's the thing with our podcast is you're going to get the basic info, but if you really want to dive deep, you're going to have to Google it or listen to somebody else's podcast.
Yeah, you're going to have to
go here for that.
No, we're the opposite of Dan Carlin's hardcore history.
Yeah.
He gives it to you. He gives it to you straight. We give it to you gay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's how it, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. But let me just say,
I'll tell you the kid's name. You're talking about the kid he lived with?
Salai is what his nickname was, which meant Little Devil.
It meant Little Devil because fucking you're just because Leonardo is like, you're robbing from me, you're stealing from me, but fucking I fucking love you. Well, you're my little devil.
Little devil, but here's the thing, was on the line. We're going to call it was on the line. Leonardo DiCaprio was on the ice with this one. He was skating around only because the apprentice, he was the Salai, whatever his real name was the son of an apprentice. Yeah. And he had him work with, Leonardo DiCaprio had done work for this guy. Yeah. And allegedly Leonardo DiCaprio had.
You're calling him DiCaprio?
I meant to say Leonardo da Vinci.
It's tough. It's in my head too. Yeah, I have to remind myself to say Da Vinci.
Right. Yeah. So Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah. Da Vinci.
But if Caprio is said again, we're referring to Da Vinci. Just know it.
Just know that's what we are. Just like when there was a time when I was talking about Plato and I was calling him Pluto. And it's what it is.
And also remember that John D. Rockefeller was a Catholic kid who had 3 heart surgeries.
Yeah. Which none of that is true.
None of that happened.
So, but Salai, so he was the son of this apprentice, and he was only 10 years old when he went to go live with Da Vinci in Florence, and supposedly, and he became what was very likely Da Vinci's lover later on in life and did stay with Da Vinci to the end of his life. But the problem is you don't know when the first kind of you don't know the first kind of time Da Vinci may have touched the kid Salai. We don't know what the rules were back then, but make no mistake, he was called Salai Little Devil because he was like a 10-year-old little mischievous kid that was stealing money, robbing paintings, doing all that. And people had said in the town at that time, one of the shop owners that Da Vinci went into the shop with Salai, they said he was unbearable, this kid Salai. Like he was a tough kid. But now that I'm thinking about it, that's why kid may have been a little confused. So that's the thing, is because he may have just been fucking stroking Da Vinci's paintbrush.
Yeah, if you know what we mean. And his name was Gian Giacomo Caprati. That was his real name.
That was
Giacomo. Oh, Giacomo. Oh, so Gian Giacomo Caprati, who
was Salai.
Yeah, who was definitely getting. Da Vinci was definitely dipping his biscotti in the coffee.
It's what it is. Yeah. But again, back then, don't get mad at him. Back then, that's just the way things go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he did live with him the whole way, and they say he was an inspiration for a lot of Leonardo da Vinci's portraits, including maybe even the Mona Lisa, who was based on a real person, but they say also it might have had a little bit of Salai in there.
Do you know what's fascinating about the Mona Lisa? Is number one, it's one of those paintings, because what Da Vinci what was ahead of his time is the perspectives, right? And Jesse, back me up on this, right? He was painting in more 3D, where nobody was doing that back then. Like when he painted a painting of his version of the Annunciation, which everyone was doing back then, he painted mountains and buildings in the background, which nobody did that. And with the Mona Lisa, when you look at it from those different angles, it looks as if her eyes are moving with you, and they believe that that was all on purpose. Because the thing is it's very easy to kind of look back and say, oh, this meaning of his painting in the Last Supper has a V for virgin, and they think it's John the Baptist, but he really put Mary, the mother of God, in there, and there's all this debate and this and that. And it's like, you could be like, listen, dude, I could paint anything, and then 100 years later, I could say, this was this meaning, that meaning. But the thing with Da Vinci was, the kid never did anything that wasn't intentional.
Right.
So the thing, if you're finding out about it all these years later, it's probably because he wanted you to find out about it, which makes me think, is the kid a fucking alien?
It could be.
Or he had a bigger brain. I mean, they said his IQ right now, based off his drawings and his paint and his knowledge, they would roughly estimate it at like 180, 190, which would be smarter than Elon.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Most people don't know. They just know him from the Mona Lisa. But Leonardo da Vinci was primarily a scientist, botanist,
anatomist,
architect, engineer.
Yes.
He came up with the helicopter. Before the helicopter, he was coming up with all types of way to use water.
A tank. He made a tank.
He made a turtle tank.
And you know what the kid would do? Is he would draw it out, and then he would leave out 2 or 3 pieces of it, and people would at the time be like, oh, he's not that good. But now people think he left that out because the kid did not like war. So he would draw something for you and let you see it, but those missing pieces, which you were not smart enough to get, he would say, now you can't build this machine because he doesn't want to be responsible for war.
Yeah, and here's another thing. He was a vegetarian, which lets you know he was definitely gay. And
yes.
It didn't help him. The kid died at 67.
Right.
So eat meat or don't eat meat, it don't matter. It's all genetic.
It's all genetic. And that's the thing is, by the way, people think, oh, that was old for that time. It wasn't. It wasn't. People were kind of regularly living to the 90s and 100s. The reason why you look at they say, oh, men would die at 40 back then, it was just because the infant mortality rate, there was a lot more children dying, so it brought those numbers way down. But if you if you got out of childhood, you had a good chance of living in the 70s and 80s, because if you look at their diet, I Googled Leonardo da Vinci's diet, and what they would mostly eat is beans, a lot of green leaves and salads, and then for dessert, they would have almond pudding, and they would put peas and milk, and they would eat peas and milk, almond pudding, and then whatever game they would have. If the kid didn't eat meat, then he would just eat more beans. But if they would wild game that they would eat, so no antibiotics, no high sodium in the food, and the kids just ate and had a good time, and they drank wine.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the average age of when people lived, you got to consider that average is always brought down.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to have to cackle that one, but it was just a joke that needed to go in.
Yeah, it's what it is.
It's for the Patreon.
It's what it is.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking around. It was a character piece. It's something that we joke around about in the firehouse.
And by the way, we got jokes like that, but then also we got other jokes that are more in favor. Like, for example, Giannis was saying when I called him last week, he was playing with his daughter, and I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm playing Snowstorm with my daughter. He goes under the covers, and they just make believe there's a snowstorm. I said, snowstorm is what black people call gentrification.
Ride 14.
And I love the joke.
There's just a bunch of whites coming into my neighborhood, and
it's a fucking blizzard.
the black people are looking out there saying, we got some flurries coming in.
Some flurries coming in.
And then they got to go.
Yeah. I mean, the kid hated to paint. He frustrated his contemporaries. His contemporaries was like, this guy is so talented.
Right.
Why doesn't he? He only completed less than 10 paintings, and overall, he did under 20 paintings.
But some of them were bangers.
The Mona Lisa he worked on for like 5 years or something.
Is the Mona Lisa
13 years, Jesse's the fucking. We got our official finger painter in the house.
Our slow finger painter. He's got slow fingers and he's slow finger painter.
Yeah.
Slow fingers painter.
He went to finger painting school.
Now, Jesse, tell me, is the Mona Lisa? Do you have a mic or no?
Yeah.
Is the Mona Lisa the most expensive painting in the world right now? If you were going to sell if we had to sell paintings to the aliens or the Chinese, whoever we're going to take over, maybe what is the number one most expensive painting?
That's priceless. The Mona Lisa is priceless. Yeah. In fact, there was a painting that came up that they said was from Leonardo a couple of years ago, and that went for $400 million to the Saudis. But it's not really a Leonardo.
Oh.
They're saying it's a fake. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they paid $400 million for that.
Now, let me ask you this, because you are very versed in this. Skills-wise, is he, like his skills, when you look at his technical skills, his painter, the anatomy, the everything, does he live up to the hype?
Yes, for his time. You have to put everything into context for the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A painting like that right now, people are past that now.
There's tons of people who can paint like that now, but for the time, it was remarkable because he painted in that technique called sfumato, which was like hundreds of layers of oil paint that added that translucency and that softness and that smoothness.
Is that what made like Mona Lisa come alive?
Yes. I mean, there's just hundreds of layers of paint, and each layer of paint has a little bit of pigment, and it just softened and smoothed everything.
Are you attracted to Mona Lisa? Because I find her attractive.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, she's mysterious.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah, because you don't know if she's a guy or a girl.
Yeah, you don't know if she's a guy or a girl, and she's also looking at you like, I know something you don't know.
So the security out, like one of these protesters would never be able to throw paint on the Mona Lisa.
It's behind really thick glass, and you can't even get close to it.
And
now.
It's guarded 24/7.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. A lot of people don't know.
Somebody stole it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened was Leonardo da Vinci, right, from heaven. Okay, this is when time travel happens, and a lot of people don't know this in history.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we call a little history lesson with Sean Terry.
Okay.
This is the part they don't tell you about in the books.
Yeah, kids, sit down. Uncle Sean Terry's about to give you a history lesson.
Sit down, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
So what happened was posthumously or posthumously, I don't know how they say it. But after his death, right, the kid went to heaven, right? But he went to the gay section with Chris Pappas.
Sure.
Right, and your dog.
And my dog Larry.
And your dog Larry.
Yeah,
he went to the gay section, over there, the kid from Queens there, Michael Jackson's there. It's the gay section of heaven. They have their own parties.
That's what it is, yeah.
So they're over there, and he says, listen, fucking, I still am competing with Michelangelo, and everyone's talking about the Piata. Is that what it's called, the Piata? Everyone's talking about the fucking Piata. Everyone's talking about the Sistine Chapel. I'm not going down like that. I still got a fucking competition with this batch.
Yeah.
So I got to win over fucking Michelangelo. So I needed a good marketing strategy.
Right.
So what he did was he went into the future, because you can do that from heaven, and he called... said we need a good marketing strategy to fucking get my Mona Lisa, which is one of my few paintings. It's mysterious and it's underappreciated. We need a marketing plan.
Yeah.
Said, yo, what's up, man? He said, yo, you feel me? He said, yo, you hurt? He said, what we gonna do, you know what I mean? Is I'm gonna have one of my peoples rob it, and then it's going to go nationwide. All the papers going to pick it up around the world, so everybody... And so he go, yeah, man, we gonna steal it, and then it's going to go around. It's going to be the theft heard around the world.
Yeah.
So everyone going to learn about the Mona Lisa, but it's just going to be some Italian kid who's going to be like, yo, we just taking it for Italy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got patriotism, and it's hanging in France, and we can't have the French hanging that.
Yeah.
And then boom, he's going to return it, and then next thing you know, it's going to become the most famous painting in the world, son.
Yeah.
And then that's how it happened.
That makes
that's
sense.
how I'm sitting here talking to Patrick Moyudi. It's all a character piece.
That's Uncle.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Character
and
piece.
that's how it happened. It became famous because the kid stole it.
And you see, kids, if you listen to Uncle Short over here, see how you can listen to stories and feel and get real nice stories spoken to you at lunchtime in the library from a guy not wearing a dress?
It's possible.
It's possible. Not every guy's got to wear a dress to read you stories.
Yeah. Now that was just a little segment we like to call History with Louder 14.
That's all it was.
It's just stories we tell at the firehouse.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Got a lot of downtime there.
Got a lot of downtime. Yeah. Hun, you know, running a small business like we're doing here, you know what it requires? We got to wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
We got to wear a lot of hats, and we got good hair.
Yeah.
So we got to wear a lot of hats, and what happens is your personal phone becomes your business phone, and then before you know it, you're juggling customer calls day and night. I just can't get off the phone, babe.
Tell me about it.
As your team grows, it becomes impossible or imposible for a Spanish-speaking audience to manage with your personal number. That's where open phone comes in. If you're an entrepreneur, you know that every missed call is a missed opportunity, but potential customers, they're not going to wait. They just call the next business on their list. But with open phone, you'll never let another customer call go unanswered. Open phone is the #1 business phone system in the world. They'll help you separate your personal life from your growing business. For just $15 a month, that's the cost of a few coffees, you get complete transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. Open phone works through an app on your phone or computer and integrates with HubSpot and hundreds of other systems. They use AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, so you have a summary of your phone call with action items as soon as you hang up. And if you miss a call, automated messages are sent directly to your customer, meaning you'll never miss an opportunity to engage with them. Plus, they've won multiple awards by G2 for software reviews and trusted by over 50,000 businesses. Right now, OpenPhone is offering 20% off your first 6 months when you go to openphone.com/hyenas. That's OPENPHONE.com/HYENAS for 20% off 6 months. Openphone.com/hyenas. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over for no extra charge. Thank you, OpenPhone. Okay, so the Mona Lisa, right? And then, here's the thing. He painted the Mona Lisa. A lot of this shit that he did, he didn't know that the Mona Lisa was this priceless artifact. He painted and held it with him. He went from Florence to Rome to Milan, back to Florence to France, holding the Mona Lisa the whole time. It's not like he was working on it. He was working on little bits of it, but he was just like, oh, this is another painting. It wasn't until in France. That's why it's in the Louvre, because in France, where he eventually died in France, that family wanted to buy his paintings. The King of France loved Da Vinci, and they gave Da Vinci at the end of his life, they said to him, we want to pay you. Just paint, be free, be who you are. If you do the work, great. If you don't do the work, great. We're just obsessed with Leonardo da Vinci. And then they found the Mona Lisa and they bought it but to him, he was just like, oh, this is just another piece of shit. Like everything that he did, he was like, this sucks. Yeah. I don't know why you guys want that. And it was the Mona Lisa.
It was the Mona Lisa. Yeah, I mean, he's on record saying like he hated painting. Like he just was like, he was, and people just kept commissioning him. He could have continued to just get commissions. All the rich people wanted to commission, and he just wasn't interested. He got hired once as an architect. And what city was that? Do you remember?
Probably Milan, maybe?
Like Milan. He was in Milan.
Florence was the big years of his life, I think, right? Florence was like his life.
That was peak.
That's where you could go see where, if you go to Florence, I think you could see Michelangelo and Da Vinci lived like apartment buildings next to each other.
Yeah, and they fucking hated each other.
Did you ever go to Florence?
I've been to Florence.
What do you think?
It's fascinating.
Yeah?
It's unbelievable. The Duomo is unbelievable.
Should I go?
Yes. Florence is something you have to see.
The Duomo, and then I would go there and paint a picture and say in front of the Duomo and then cross out that D and put an H.
Yes, homo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was in Milan, Rome. At the end of his life, he died in Rome, right?
France.
Oh, he died in France. But he spent a little time in Rome.
Yes.
He was
very quickly. He didn't love Rome.
He didn't love it.
Florence and Milan. Because at the time, Milan, even though people say, oh, Milan is, like a very new school Italian city, a lot of people say to skip it. Back then, it was an ancient city, walled off city. Everyone wanted to be in Milan. Milano.
Now, to give you context about Da Vinci, so many things had to go a certain way for Da Vinci to become Da Vinci. Mm-hmm. He was born, like you said, out of wedlock.
Out of wedlock.
His dad was, what was his dad, a bookkeeper or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Such that, and then his mom was some peasant girl.
Yeah.
And so he didn't become an apprentice because that's what the Italian tradition was, because he didn't carry that guy's name.
Right.
His name ended up just becoming a bastard name, like you said, like Don Corleone. His name was of Da Vinci, which is a place.
Yeah.
Then he was born into a time with the Medici family and also the guy that he apprenticed to. What was that guy's name?
Oh, I forgot.
some Italian name who he was obsessed with. So he went and apprenticed with that guy. He didn't have to go to school to do that other thing for his dad. He went and his dad saw that everyone saw he had a talent because he paid. He said, go learn from this guy. So then he mentored under that guy, and that's where he really blossomed. But also, it's the context and the setting of the Renaissance, which really was due to the Medici family's patronage, right? They were just, the Medici family was all about the arts, was all about culture, and so they were just handing out money to talented people and supporting them. They paid for the Sistine Chapel. They paid Da Vinci. They commissioned all these guys, and they were all about just like high knowledge and philosophy, and so
they were like the Obamas.
They were like the Obamas.
Yeah.
They were like the Obamas of the time.
It's what it is.
And so everyone was enlightened. It was really an enlightened time.
And that was a time, the Renaissance, it's interesting because at that time, this is why all these great artists happened. Like, people don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, because they don't know if, like, was it the time period that blossomed these artists, or was it coincidentally that these artists were just born with these types of brains at that time? Because at that time was one of the rare times where the regime in charge of the church at that time wasn't going to kill you if you wanted to be a little bit, say what you want, if you wanted to paint a little outside the box, not make Jesus look like a superstar. Back before then and after then, you had to, you couldn't really be creative because they would kill you if you didn't do what they wanted. But back then, they would allow, if you know, they let, many times they let Da Vinci, they say, here's the deadline, and he's 2 years past, and they're not killing him. They're just taking it away from him. Where back then, they would cut his head off.
Right.
Also, at that time, for whatever reason, when you wanted to express yourself, years before, you would do like some type of song, some type of poetry. You would go become a warrior. Back then, that was back then. During this time, they all got it out through painting. They told stories and wrote books. What they felt was through their painting. So the Renaissance period was just this random 100-year period of time where they were just like, this is how we're going to do it. And then, of course, like anything else, the Catholic Church just forgot. And then they went back to the medieval ways.
I will say this. A lot of people say Prince or Michael Jackson. I go Prince. I think he was more talented. You got to go Michelangelo, Da Vinci. I think it's a little more complicated because they were rivals, just like Prince and Michelangelo.
And Michelangelo was just a sculptor.
That's the thing. So, no,
Right?
he was a painter too. He did the Sistine Chapel.
Oh, painter. I meant to say he was just an artist is what I meant to say. He wasn't doing the science that Da Vinci was doing.
Not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, the only person you could really compare Da Vinci to, and this is what people should get from this episode and from watching whatever documentary,
Elon Musk.
is the kid was, he was even more than that. The only person you could really compare him to is Aristotle. Just the diversity of fields that he interrogated and the inventions he was coming up with, even more than Aristotle. I think he's unprecedented and unparalleled. I think Leonardo da Vinci is mostly known for the Mona Lisa, but he was an inventor and he was a scientist, most of all, in so many different fields. And he was self-taught. He would just go into that field, learn everything about it, and then the next thing you know, he'd be just like, because he had ADHD, he would get obsessed with like birds, and then he would study birds' flight. He would study, then he'd get obsessed with anatomy. He'd study that. He'd dissect cadavers. He'd get obsessed with engineering and water power and flight, and he just went from one thing to the next because the kid was just a born genius, and you can only really compare him to Aristotle.
I mean, Renaissance man comes from him. That's what the term is.
He's the ultimate Renaissance man.
So, but do you think...
A guy like Ben Franklin would be someone in America who you could compare
just
him
a Renaissance man. But also, cuz, here's the thing. If you want to be a Renaissance man, the problem for us is we love our kids, and either you can't have kids or you can't love your kids. Because make no mistake, Ben Franklin just didn't give a fuck about his kids.
He didn't.
He just went for years and years and years to Paris and just forgot that he had a wife and kids.
Yeah.
But he became, and Da Vinci was just a gay kid, so God kind of said, you can't have kids because I need you to paint.
I need you
but
to do
you and
stuff.
I have children, and we love our children, so unfortunately, if we don't wind up being the Da Vinci's of comedy, it's not because of us, it's because of our kids.
Yeah, I said there's one thing you're leaving out of that equation of why we can't become Da Vinci.
Why?
We're fucking stupid.
We're Franks and Beans.
We're fucking two Franks and Beans kids, cuz.
Yeah.
We're just not that smart. We're not that smart at all.
It's what it is, cuz.
Yeah, we're just not.
Yeah, I think if we were Da Vinci's apprentices, I mean, I think he would have just hired the Medicis to hit us over the head with a shovel and throw our bodies into the river.
Yeah, cuz you could give me every book about anatomy. I'd read every book. I would end as stupid as I began.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be able to pay attention, grok, or fathom whatever the fuck's being said in that book.
I can't do it.
The only thing I can do is play with my friends. That's it.
That's it. Yeah,
That's the only thing I can do. I'm not good at anything.
Because if we were living back then, because what Da Vinci would do is he was also the first guy, they think, in history to ever paint a landscape. He went up on a hill and painted a landscape. It was a Valley in Florence. This was in like the 1490s. He was the first one to ever sketch that, and he just sketched what he saw. So he saw the trees, he saw some animals, and if we were alive, he would just have had to sketch just two guys holding hands skipping. Just skipping through the field, because that's what we'd be doing. And make no mistake, we'd be happy, just like Warren from Something About Mary was happy just saying Franks and beans with headphones on.
Yeah.
That's when Da Vinci would look at two kids like us, that's how he would see it. Same thing with Ken Burns. If we had Ken Burns on this podcast, he would be looking at us like Warren from Something About Mary.
Yeah, he would go Franks and beans.
He would say, I like these guys, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
None of their facts are correct.
No, nothing they said. Did they even watch the documentary?
But tell us at home, are you not having fun?
You're having a good time.
Go listen the real truth from Ken Burns. Let us tell you our perceived truth.
Because we're speaking to retards like us.
It's what it is.
It's what it is, cuz.
Yeah.
If anyone is not retarded, they're listening to Dan Carlin. And we're the Dan Carlin for kids who just couldn't make it into the first track of public school.
It's what it is, because
there's nobody even in the Rainbow program listening to this fucking thing.
No, we tell you stories and they sound true enough.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's true enough. Like that whole story I told you about, the facts of that story is Machiavelli. It is recorded in history that Machiavelli, Da Vinci, and Michelangelo all did meet and hang out together in the piazza a lot, and Da Vinci and Michelangelo did not like each other. And those are all true. But the little seeds of truth, I mean, it sounds like a good story if this moment in history is what made Da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa. Now, is it true? I don't know. Is it not true? I don't know.
But the most important thing is you as the listener now know a little bit more, true or false, about Leonardo da Vinci. Because there's nobody listening to this who knew. I know our fans.
Yeah.
And they only knew the Mona Lisa, kinda. They probably, a lot of them were going like, Michelangelo did that, right?
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah, they were going, wait, was that Van Gogh?
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
But now they know for sure it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
So here's what you know. Here's what you know. You know that Leonardo DiCaprio did The Last Supper, which we didn't really speak about, but we can speak about it. Did The Last Supper, and he did the Mona Lisa and science experiments. And then Michelangelo did the Sistine Chapel, not the Sixtine Chapel, the Sistine Chapel, and the Sculpture of David. Those are his two big works.
And he got one more, the Pieta.
And the Pieta.
Right?
But that's not, but the
Pieta's big.
Is it big?
It's big. It's like if it was the 96 Bulls, it would be Rodman. Pieta.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing. But it's not that. I feel like the Last Supper painting, the Statue of David, the Sistine Chapel, and Mona Lisa are the famous ones.
Well, let's rank them. In my opinion, Jesse, he knows this. So Mona Lisa 1, David 2, Sistine Chapel 3. You're right. And so it would be more like Ron Harper.
And the Last Supper 4.
Last Supper 4. It would be like Ron Harper.
Am I right about that?
Or maybe John Paxson. You're right.
Yeah. And then Banksy, whatever Banksy's painting.
Yeah, whatever Banksy's doing. Yeah. So
Jesse, is Banksy the Michelangelo? Is he the Da Vinci of our time? Banksy?
He's probably the most well-known artist. Like, can you name another living artist?
Jesse Scaturo?
Yeah, Jesse Scaturo.
Besides me, yeah.
I can name Banksy, Jesse Scaturo.
By the way, are Baby Socrates still for sale?
They could be.
They could be.
Wow. Yeah.
He sold one to a Greek kid for how much? $200 or a couple thousand?
And by the way,
prices have gone up.
Yeah.
We are still considering, if you go to patreon.com/historyhyenas, I want to post a picture of you. If you feel like you're fat enough, Jesse will sculpt you.
And we will sculpt you. We'll sell it.
We will sell that. So if you feel like you got the goods to be fat enough, Jesse will sculpt you.
Yeah,
and if you don't send someone in soon, then we're just going to sculpt Stavros.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because one thing too I wanted to add about Leonardo da Vinci is Da Vinci. There's also his famous painting of the Annunciation. Do you know what the Annunciation was?
No.
So it's when the angel Gabriel came down and put the baby in Mary's womb. Okay, because they say, right, it was the Immaculate Conception.
Right.
So they
But I'm sorry, Lynn.
Mary banged out.
She got banged out.
There's just no way it could happen.
Yeah, Joe just banged her out.
It's what it is, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about
it. Just doesn't happen that way.
It doesn't happen that way, and I know
she got fucked.
It's what it is, and I know that I told you, and you've believed me multiple times because Jazz and I aren't married. I said, but Ma, Jazz is married, and the baby just got put in her because that's the daughter of Christ, and Mom believes it. But I did bang her out. Yeah. So
there's a good chance Mary got banged
out. Ma, if you listen, and we made you some Lindsay Tart cookies, okay? But I got to be honest with you, they weren't made by a German; they were made by a Greek. But they are Lindsay's. And Mom, if you listen to this episode and you're upset that you just found out that my kids weren't enunciated like Mary, Just know that we got Lindsay-tots. We got Lindsay's.
But here, look, I wasn't there. Maybe it did happen that way. It's possible.
By the way, there's a really good movie right now on Netflix called Mary. It's a fascinating movie. But anyway, the one thing about that painting, the Ascension.
Ascension.
Is it the Ascension or the Annunciation? The Annunciation, right? Or is it called the Ascension?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, but whatever, with the history of Hyenas, so that's what, whatever. And my curl's coming out. Hold on.
I want to hang an ornament off it.
Okay, yeah. So what happened is he painted that, and he painted the angel. A lot of people have done that, but he painted this angel of Gabriel pointing at the stomach of the womb of Mary and all that. And if you look, what he would commonly do, see a lot of paintings, what would happen is if you x-ray them today, and Jesse, you know this as an artist, what the painters at the time would do is they would sketch it out first, and then they would just paint their sketch. But Da Vinci wouldn't do that. He never really sketched like that. He would just paint it like as is and just go. And then if he messed up, he would include it all and whatever. But if you x-ray this painting, the Ascension, if you put it under modern 3D x-ray imaging, you can see in between Mary, Angel Gabriel going like that, and Mary in the Mother of God grabbing her womb, you can see he drew a face of Satan.
Whoa.
He drew Satan's face in the middle of it, and it's only recognizable with x-ray technology, because at that time he used the modern equivalent of invisible paint. He was able, that's another thing he did. He made invisible writing in the 1500s, and he did mirror writing. Do you know about his mirror writing?
Yeah.
We would write right to left.
Yeah, because they said he was a lefty kid and he didn't want to smudge the paint, but you think it was a little more mysterious.
I think it was more mysterious because I think he didn't want anyone stealing his work, and he was able to do this so freely, but he also created invisible ink, and there is a picture as clear as day of the face of Satan, which he had drawn a couple times in his notebook, so it was no doubt about it him, in between, because he wasn't that religious of a kid. So what he would do is a lot of hidden meanings in his paintings. He, like, for example, he would always throw in how, like, Alfred Hitchcock always puts himself in his movies. Da Vinci would paint self-portraits of himself at different points in his paintings, and almost every painting Da Vinci ever painted that was religious, because that's where all the money was back then, Da Vinci would paint a self-portrait of himself looking away from Christ. Always.
Whoa.
Even in the Last Supper painting, there's one character that's looking away, and people say that's Da Vinci's self-portrait. Would always look away from Christ.
Whoa, that was Judas in the Last Supper.
But Judas is looking towards Christ, and he's holding the bag of money. There's one guy looking away from him, and he said, and also what he did is, because he was very calculated. There's a picture next to the one closest to Jesus, off Jesus's right hand. The one closest to him, everyone thinks it's John the Baptist.
Yeah.
Now, John the Baptist was painted many times to be feminine looking. So Da Vinci, people just say that's John the Baptist. But what a lot of people think, because of the angle that he did, is Da Vinci painted that person as Mary, the Mary Magdalene, who was Jesus's wife at the time. But those gospels were thrown out. But he believed Jesus had a wife, because he painted between them a perfect V to say at that time was the symbol of the womb. Yeah. That Jesus and Mary Magdalene have a child, and he was the only one in these paintings, in these Last Supper. They would always paint the Holy Grail, which was a cup of Jesus's blood. They were on a mission to find the Holy Grail, and they said that one specifically, he did not paint the cup because he was saying the cup is Mary Magdalene. They have had a child together, which was blasphemous to say back then, but Da Vinci put it in as that, and that symbolism is why he did it. Yes.
Wow.
Right?
Is this true? Is this true stuff?
It's meaning that you make of it. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
But was Satan in there?
Google it.
It's hard to see, right? Because like that was part of his thing. If you look at the rocks and all the things in the background, you can see all kinds of things, faces.
Yeah.
So you might be able to see Satan, but it's also
under X-ray tech. Google, if you X-ray or 3D image, is it the Ascension or the Annunciation?
Well, it's called the Virgin on the Rocks, but it is the thing in Catholicism that you're mentioning. So whatever it would be.
No, but I don't think. But I think the Virgin on the Rocks is a separate painting. No, the Virgin on the Rocks is its own painting. Hold on.
Wow.
Let me hold on. Da Vinci.
While you look it up, I'll say patreon.com/historyhyenas for our bonus episodes.
It's going to be wild, the bonus episode.
We're going to go wild today.
We're going to get a little bit into Da Vinci. We're also going to talk about Jeffrey Dahmer and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how Yanni almost got eaten.
Yeah, I almost got eaten up.
It's what it is. And then, of course, you want to put in a funny name. The most fun part of the show, from our point of view and from the fans' point of view, is when we read the Patreon names at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Because we die laughing. You guys are hitting home run names. And the winner will get the PPW, the pseudo penis of the week. And your name will be up at historyhyenas.com.
Yes, and we appreciate the support, and we appreciate your fandom as always.
As always.
Yeah.
And then also go, while I'm looking this up, go see the both of us on the road.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Tell them where you're going to be.
Yeah, tell us. Go see us on the road. I'm going to be in Bridgeport, Connecticut this weekend.
That thief.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Austin. I will be in Austin the week after that. On the 21st, it will be a special taping. I don't know what the tickets are. It always sells out at that place anyway. But I'll be there from the 20th to the 22nd in Austin. Then in January, I'm in Rochester. Then you can catch me in Chicago, Boston, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Tempe, Arizona. Just go to YannisPappas.comedy.com, and me and Chrissy soon will be doing live History Hyenas in New York City. Yeah, in the Big Apple, where we don't ever want to leave.
It's what it is, cuz. And also, make no mistake, I might be down in Austin too, because me and Yanni got a big surprise.
Yeah, well, you told them we were doing it earlier.
Oh yeah, so you know that we're doing Rogan.
Yeah.
And then you could see me. You could see me this weekend in Phoenix, Arizona. Stand Up Live, great club. And then for December 28th to 31st, Miami Improv. And then in February, we got Cobb's Comedy Club. And we're going to come out with a theater tour, which we're announcing soon. So the painting is called The Annunciation, Jesse. So if you could just find Annunciation, Satan's face, Annunciation, Satan's face, 3D imaging, ancient aliens. I mean, it's a little conspiratorial.
I got it here.
So here we go.
The claim that Leonardo DiCaprio da Vinci's Annunciation contains a hidden Satan face is one of several conspiracy theories or speculative interpretations that have been suggested about his works. Such theories often stem from Leonardo's reputation from embedding, so you're right, symbolism and complex details in his art, but there is no historical evidence that Leonardo intentionally included a satanic figure in the Annunciation. But we believe he did.
We believe he did. And is there an image of it? Because, Jesse, if we could find an image of it, let's post it in the episode, because it looks wild.
Okay, so they're saying in the painting, Leonardo depicts the archangel Gabriel announcing the Virgin Mary that she will conceive Jesus. The work is characterized by meticulous attention to detail, including the natural landscape, the angel's wings, and the interaction between the figures. Some theorists have suggested that certain shapes or shadows in the background, particularly in the foliage of clouds, could resemble a demonic face.
See? Right's what it is.
So I don't know if it has anything to do with X-ray technology, but I like your version. Great.
It's what it is.
Yeah, I like your version.
Because, I mean, even there's another painting that they talk about with Da Vinci where, like, what he would do is, like, there's one where he's painted the baby Jesus. He's got the baby Jesus. He's got Mary. He's got the baby Jesus. And then he's got St. John the Baptist. And they're all as babies. And they said that St. John the Baptist, something historical significance back then, would always be depicted as, like, the one who's going to have to, like, not kill Jesus, but, like, take him to the gates of heaven or whatever. And there's a painting of Mary holding John the Baptist back, as if say, like, you're not going to get my son, and then Jesus just pointing at John the Baptist saying, it's okay, you can come get me. And it's like, so having this art come to life where, like, the mother is fully trying to protect her mortal son, knowing that the baby was Gabriel told her, your son's going to die, but you're doing this for humanity. So Da Vinci was able to make all this happen. But at that time, Da Vinci couldn't come out and say, this is what my painting means, because he could have gotten killed for that.
Yeah, he could.
So he would just do this thing. The kid was right up to the line. Da Vinci was the definition of his paintings. The kid was on the ice.
Yeah, he was
skating right there, because at that time,
that's a good interpretation.
Make no mistake, if they ever discovered that this kid was putting Satan's face in there or do some blaspheme where you're not looking at Jesus, they would burn you at the stake easy and eat you like deer jerky.
Yeah, it's kind of like us when we do, like, an industry project. We can't say what we really want to say.
Yeah.
The same way he was hired by the Medicis he couldn't say, hey, look, I'm a gay kid. I don't give a shit about this. I like my dick going in assholes.
It's what he couldn't say.
I like playing with guys.
Yeah.
And I know that Jesus doesn't like that.
Yeah.
But he couldn't say that because that was the political correctness of the time.
That's what it is.
You couldn't blaspheme the church,
No.
even though the kid blasphemed the church every day with his fucking little boy toy in his crib in private.
It's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, they were sucking each other's lollipop. They were Lieutenant fucking Lollipop and Sergeant Snuggles every night, cuddling up and fucking poking each other and
it's what it
pegging
is,
each other.
and make no mistake, we got a new member of the group. I'm Lieutenant Lollipops, your Sergeant Snuggles, and Jesse's Captain Cute. And what it is, and make no mistake, Da Vinci, make no mistake, because at the end of his life, he had that big, long beard. Make no mistake, there was a couple of pieces of that beard that were a little crusty from cum.
It was just some cum caught in there, and it's
what it
just
is.
the way the cookie crumbled back then.
It's what it is, and make no mistake, if I had a long beard too, I would have also had some crust in there, because I would have been jerking off and making the sign of crust.
Yeah, and there's just no way to know what happened in history. I mean, every time we talk about these genius people, there's always something we don't know about. They always got something else. There's accusations about all these R. Kelly,
now
Jay-Z. So listen, there's no way to say that Leonardo DiCaprio didn't hire guys to shit on his chest.
It's what it is. If you want great art, Leonardo DiCaprio used to eat boys, Gandhi used to eat boys, and now they're saying Jay-Z had a couple young ones too. It's what it is.
It's what it is.
Yes, yes.
And if you want to know the name of the guy who he was an apprentice to, which could have mean that Leonardo DiCaprio got banged out by him, we don't know. His name was Verrocchio. So his name was Verrocchio. He was a famous artist.
He was the most famous in Florence, and he was the one who was initially painting in 3D, and then Da Vinci just made it better.
Yes. So there's Leonardo da Vinci. He was a cute kid. He was a handsome kid. He was a flamboyant kid. He was a social kid.
Yeah.
He was very well liked.
Yeah.
He was in a competition with Michelangelo. Now, in your opinion, in the final verdict, as an artist, who do you give the nod to in that rivalry, Michelangelo or Da Vinci?
Michelangelo.
Wow, you think Michelangelo was a better artist?
Just because he did more.
Yeah. All right.
Leonardo just didn't want to do it. He's like, I'm done. Painting, that's boring.
Yeah. He was more a scientist.
He was more a scientist.
So dare I say that Michelangelo is our PPW of the week?
Wow.
He wins
over
Da Vinci.
Okay, so you're giving it to Big Mike.
I'm giving it to Big Mike because he was also a fucking trans kid.
One thing about Michelangelo, too, is what they said is Da Vinci was very well manicured, groomed, like, again, could easily have a conversation, fun, flamboyant, as you said. They said Michelangelo, scholars said he might have been actually the definition of somebody on the spectrum. He smelled. He never was groomed. He would throw his work into his paintings. Like when he was doing the Sistine Chapel, he didn't eat, they said, for 2 days, wouldn't take a shower, and they said was absolutely insane to be around, like they said he was unbearable to be around, could not have a conversation, would scream at you, was really like out of control nuts. We should do a deep dive on Michelangelo too.
We will. So you're saying he was a tough hang.
He was a tough hang, but a good kid and a fun kid. I mean, the thing is, most of these brilliant speakers, Steve Jobs was a tough hang.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is probably a tough hang, but you're not. Michael Jordan is a tough hang. But they're great and they're brilliant, so it's something you got to give a little.
Yeah, it's the yin and the yang. It's the black and white cookie of it all.
It's what it is, and now we're here. Go to patreon.com/historyhyenas if you want to get your name read. This is the most fun part of the show, and this is where we really go wild. No cackles, no edits at all at patreon.com/historyhyenas of this episode and of our bonus episode. We have bonus content up there. We give you guys a bonus every week on top of the uncackled, unedited YouTube episode, and you get a chance to get your name read. Here we go. Hopefully you're hearing your name read, and it's a PPW. Okay, Nathan Carr, welcome to the Matriarchy. John Lowry, Adam Colgiusio, Tommy C. Then we got Mr. Don't Worry About It. Then we got...
I like that's a chicken finger.
Okay, chicken finger.
I like Mr. Don't Worry About It.
All right, he likes him.
Yeah.
Canner goes. Then we got Pretzel Monkey with Bratwurst Peace. It's what it is.
Drexler.
Actually said, ist weiß.
Did he?
He said it's what it is in German. Does that give him a chicken finger? Or does that get him on the list?
That's a very, very strong... let's put him on the list.
Okay.
He was on the fence between Drexler, but he did it in German.
He did it's weiß,
puts him on the list. Yeah.
Then we got Banco Popular Employee of the Month, Diego the Donkey Alvarez.
Put him on the list.
He's on the list.
Well, back to back.
Dylan Gavora. Then we got Cuzzy Wuzzy. Father Bill crammed his fuzzy in my buzzy. I need help with my proctologist bills.
It's great. I'm always amazed at what they do with the Father Bill stuff.
Right.
It's a Drexler coming after those two.
Johnny Bands, Yvonne, and by the way, I did just ask my lawyer if Father Bill, who is still alive, could sue us, and he said no, because you're just saying Father Bill. There's many Father Bills.
That's right.
Don't know. He goes, you never mentioned what school, what church, or his last name.
And also, he did molest you, so if he sued you, that would be inappropriate.
It's what it is. That's what we call Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
I mean, you better not let me open my mouth.
Yeah, you got some things to say to him in court.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
Troy Wingardner. Then we got Make No Mistake, 23andMe confirmed. I'm from Munich, not Rome, just like Chrissy Stolen, Sauce Monkey, Valor D.
Because you said you were pretending to be Italian.
That's what it is. Yeah, what do you think?
So I'm putting him on the list for
you're on the list.
Creativity of that.
Then we got My Brother Kettner is Gay. Shout out, now I have AIDS.
Well, that means he banged his brother. You got to put the inventiveness.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's a Drexler coming after those three, but a good one.
We got the Robo-Tussie, got me feeling fussy. Okay, kids on Robo-Tussie. Yeah. Michael Rinnell, Daniel Talty, Jordan, Baxter Gordon. Then we got Drippy Blippy from some Hippie Lippy.
Drexler,
good. Then we got Son of a Blue Chew Glue Gun.
Funny, but it's a Drexler.
Go to Blue Chew, use that promo code Hyenas.
Yeah,
Get a discount.
Yeah.
Then we got Michael Gibson. Then we got Philip Sweetman, G.A. Head. Then we got Long Skinny Potato Hog.
It's a Drexler. Good one.
Then we got Ben, Jason Davis, Chick-fil-A-Chio. Like Chick-fil-A.
I got it.
Chick-fil-A-Chio.
Hey, put him on the list.
Not bad.
Chicken finger that gets on the list.
Kate. Okay, then we got Damp Shenanigans. Then we got Wuhan Solo.
Wuhan Solo.
Like Wuhan Solo.
I got to put him on the list.
Yeah, it's very inventive.
Creativity. I got to put him on the list.
Sarah Straitman, Bryce Albanjop. Then we got Trudeau makes me poo his glue. Okay. Father Bill's oil spill. Chrissy got Chris. You walked into one?
You walked into one.
Okay, walked into one.
What does that mean?
Security.
Security?
I think it's...
Oh, okay.
So we got security.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got security. So we walked into the back. I walked into one. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got Michelle Obama's glue gun.
It's a notable mention, Drexler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got Thomas Seen, Shane Lynch. Then we got Is Venetia in Chris the Teacher's basement.
It's a Drexler, but a good one, a funny one.
Then we got Brian Puff, Mackenzie Kinnick. Then we got two white names. Make no mistake, I'm a Leroy bad.
Well, he's just a black kid.
Black kid. Then we got Fumari, Ray, not gay, but since he got paid, seeing Tim Dillon's Poke Bowl in a different way.
Good Drexler.
Okay. Can, Derek Cronin, Andrea, Kyle Mandrelli. Then we got the Franks and Bean Fume Fiend. Okay.
Funny.
White kid with a piece, but it's tucked back a lot.
Drexler.
Sarah Markowitz. Then we got $3 Bill Clinton, which I think we've had before.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yanni's nose needs a restraining order on his eyes.
Oh, God. Yeah, put him on the list. I think that's a catapult.
Okay, catapult, yeah.
What he's basically saying is my eyes are so close together, my nose is asking the law to get involved.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. It's funny.
It's funny, yeah.
Then we got Mr. Pee Poo Poo. Okay, that sounds like my daughter.
Yeah.
Then we got Zach Brydell. Then we got VD positive. I guess venereal disease positive. Then we got Edmund Ashkarian, Justin Connell. Then we got Roscoe here for the content. Okay,
Roscoe
here for the content. Go straight to the back. Robert Moran, RD, Pat Wolf. Then we got Jesus, Hitler, and my daughter have Jewish moms, so we'll see.
Drexler.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chrissy's Tupperware full of cum pig and Yanni's feta cheese, S-L-O-K-S.
Okay.
Alex Johnson. Then we got Mikey G eating a bacon, egg, and cheese on the BQE, avoiding eye contact with a non-mean who wants my money.
Very funny, Drexler.
Security, yeah.
Security, yeah.
Then we got P. Diddy came to see me in a different way in the summer of 03.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
So you get a Drexler just for the sympathy of what happened to you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, they got Brian Patterson. And then, we got on the list here. Okay, then we got Matthew the Gay Quebec. Matthew the Gay Quebec, because it's just what it is, because I'm sorry, victim of a bad read, but it was too muffled. Yeah. Matt Morosco, Wade Preston, David, Adam Trejo, Ben Walgren, Jerry Joyner. Then we got Cammy Whammy's Fanny is for the table, cuz. Okay. Frankie Mars, Antonio Charez. Then we got Yanni spanked me while we role-played Wicked.
Okay.
Paul Hampson. Then we got Greasy Tuggles for the Cuzzies. Then we got Glue on my Hepestein. Three Father Bills for the table. Nathan Frost. Then we got Chrissy Cackles, a.k.a. Father Bill for the table from Lakeside Maple.
Good rhyme scheme.
Good. Like it. Cuz make no mistake since 98. Hezel, Cuckhart Toll. Like Eckhart, Cuckhart Toll.
Just the creativity, put them on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Bailey Hulk, Andrew Gutierrez. Then we got Chrissy Gopuring. Okay, walked into one.
Security, please, to the back.
Yeah. Then we got $3 bill, cuz make no miscarriage.
Put them on the list.
Okay.
Yeah. Put them on the list. Yeah. Contender.
Yeah. Okay. Gabe Casala, Brandon Cartwright, Irish Patch. Then we got Alexander conquered my glue gun. Then we got Every Time I Choke, I David Carradine myself. Yeah.
It's Drexler.
Nate Ford, Matt Boo. Then we got Make No Mistake, my brain is fried, Franks and Beans. That man Alan, Zach Stalls. Then we got Mikey, make no mistake, you better bring back Venetier. I'll come see you in a Diddy way. Chrissy Boyhole for
come
the table.
see you in a Diddy way.
It's funny.
It's great. You got to put him on the list for that. Yeah.
Come see you in a Diddy way.
This group is like almost planned to be inventive.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really,
yeah. Then we got Chrissy Boyhole for the table.
Okay.
Dylan, Edward B, Dog Meat, Travis William, Andrew. Then we got I found Chrissy D's used love sack at my home, Namin.
Yeah, I remember the love sack.
There it is. Then we got Mian Fumer Sauerkraut for the table.
Okay.
Milad Ebedat, Tony. Then we got Beating Barber's Bush at Martha's Vineyard.
Okay. Drexler.
Mexican Cuzzy Wuzzy, Kippy Longstocking, Zilla 76, Alexander Wolski, Donnie T's Homosexual Catapult.
Good try.
Fumar Wars, The Dempire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Johnny Two Shoes, Ben Richardson, Girth Brooks, Chilla. It's a character piece.
I mean, Girth Brooks.
Girth Brooks?
Put him on the list.
Okay, he's on the list.
Girth Brooks.
Okay.
Girth Brooks is great. Chicken figure, too.
Then we got Anthony Johnson, Ben Carlisle, Uncle Beaner Wiener with a muzzy fuzzy poop shoot.
Okay.
If Giannis is dick, you better pop ass. Okay. Christopher Smith, Greg Lubdanis, Mitchell Harden, Mein Fuhrer, Donnie.
Wait. What was the Greg Lubanus?
Greg Lubdanis.
It's probably the winner.
Okay,
I mean,
like
it's probably the winner. Yeah, it's probably the winner. Yeah, that's probably the winner. I mean, that's a contender right now. Holy shit.
We'll keep going, but that one's big. I see one down here that also could be a contender. Mein Fuhrer, Donnie T, but want to get diddied by AOC. Then we got Tyler, the Matzah Monkey with the fickle Jewish pickle Nicholas.
It's great. Put him on the list, but he's going to be Drexler. But it's great because I don't know if anyone's beating Greg Lubdanis.
Yeah, $3 to make me holler. Butternut Biscuit Boy, spank my
Chicken figure.
Okay, spank my spanakopita till I shoot feta out of my pita piece.
Drexler.
Donnie T's got a nice piece. Don't put me in a camp, please.
Put him on the list, but he's going to get Drexler on any other day.
Matt McCullen, Ryan W. Lil Chrissy is stealing Yanni's Kalani's on the low because make no mistake, times are harder than Tony Hinchcliffe vest shopping.
On the list.
Okay.
Yeah. Funny.
Spiro Xenophonotos, David, Blake Owens. Then we got Yanni's eyes are closer than the Menendez brothers.
Drexler, really good, though.
Kamali Wally, please wallow me. Rear.
Walked into one security.
Then we got Chrissy, make no mistake. Yanni tucks it back, but Chrissy is still shooting glue on his love sack. Trump 2024. Dr. Fumar Johnson, Chrissy's wart on his glue gun. Wyatt Goebel. Then we got Wayo C and Sandra D 2030-33. Okay. Then we got Pookie Johnson. Then we got my girl's Guatemalan, so it's close enough.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Alex Baker, Justin Tansky. Then we got Inside Out, 9 to 30 years old and newly Republican. Okay.
Welcome to the Republican Party. Not for me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They're
Big
happy
P,
there.
Cole Anderson. Then we got Gary, the self-hating German Jew.
Wow, that kid's in a pickle.
Yeah. Andrew Cleary, Rami, Venetia's glue gun. Steve Rogers. Then we got Screwed Potato Monkey, who did the right thing and moved to Florida because Jersey went fully charged. Wei Shan-Chi and Trump 2028.
Kid's got some opinions.
Yes. Jonathan Pierantonio, Joseph Altanay, Holly, Jake. Then we got Snow Monkey with the little fumes and no alibi for January 6th.
Put him on the list.
Okay, he's on the list. Let's do one more page, but we think, I
mean, I just don't see anyone beating Greg.
Well, let's just see if there's anything in here.
Yeah.
Edwin Dantes, Gore Hammer, Maj Awad, Chrissy Spunky, and the Suzuki Monkey.
Good one. Chicken finger.
Like that. Jesus Renteria, Robert McMahon, L. Ron Cupboard.
Good one.
Okay.
Good one. It's a Drexler. Unfortunately.
Peter, a.k.a. Father Bill's favorite altar boy. Nicholas Roberts. Then we got just a cucked cuzzy whose ex was a muzzy, so I'm Kamala in the Moshala and Trump in my hump. It's what it is.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, my island is long, but my penis isn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny.
Frank's Beans gives me fumes. Avant-garde. Abduli Elmi. Phil. Eddie moving the veggies to eat Lesky's cookies. Matthew Communist. Jeffro. Cam. Leslie. Dolly Walkbar. Trent Reznor's high school trumpa.
Dolly Walkbar's good.
Walkbar?
Chicken finger. Dolly Walkbar's good.
Okay. Nick Biederman. Vlad Pudas. Devin Costa 2024. Hacksaw Jim, how you doing? Todd Ingram. Doctor, gun in my mouth at my corporate job.
Chicken finger.
Then we got Chrissy Menendez, 69. Sean Goldman. Then we got Ladder 14's HR department.
Like that.
Yeah, Matt Campbell. Father Bill licked my ear and called me cute. Jerry Pangle. Then we got From the River to the Sea. Yanni's got to shut up, Chrissy. Okay. Veneer the butt smear. DS. Then we got the best baby bunny in the whole wide baby bunny world. Okay. Yanni's gooch is the belly of the dragon.
Okay.
Jazz's beard.
Walked into one.
Theo saves. Fumari stick up. CRS1. Andrew Mama. Ken Fay. Cole Murphy. Big Daddy from Cincinnati. Christian Aviles.
Wait, I like Big Daddy from Cincinnati.
You like Big Daddy from Cincinnati?
Just give him a good, strong chicken finger.
And it's actually Big Dick Daddy from Cincinnati.
Big Dick Daddy from Cincinnati. I like it. I just Drexler and a chicken finger.
Then we got Peter McLeod. Then we got Red Coat Cuzzy. Got no problem with the muzzies. It's a character piece.
Okay.
Then we got Snorting Cuzzy Wuzzy Sizzle Pills with $3 bills.
Good.
Then we got Christian Alvarez. And then we got Puzz E Juice.
Pussy juice?
Pussy Juice.
Okay.
Should we keep going? Or you
no,
think?
I think that's good because, I don't want to be unfair to the other people.
Okay, so here we go.
For me, it's a clear winner.
All right.
But you want to give everyone a notable mention if you want?
Let's just give the notable mentions. Here we go. Thank you guys for going at patreon.com/historyhyenas. But we got Pretzel Monkey with Bratwurst Piece Ishweist.
Great. Drexler, unfortunately.
Banco Popular Employee of the Month, Diego the Donkey Alvarez.
On any other day.
Okay. $3 bill because make no miscarriage.
On any other day, literally. He would, of the three, I would give it to him.
Mikey, make no mistake, you better bring Venetia back or I'll come see you in a Diddy way.
Another great one. Drexler.
Girth Brooks,
great. Drexler.
Chica Fellatio.
Amazing.
Wuhan Solo.
Both Drexler, both amazing.
Make no mistake, 23andMe confirmed I'm from Munich, not Rome, just like Chrissy's stolen sauce monkey, Valor D.
Yeah, any other day. Any other day.
Yanni's nose needs a restraining order on his eyes.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yep.
You got Drexlered.
Snow Monkey with a little fumes and no alibi for January 6th.
The funny of that on any other day, Drexler.
Lil Chrissy is stealing Yanni's clownies on the low because make no mistake, cuz times are harder than Tony Hinchcliffe vest shopping.
On any other day.
Donnie T's got a nice piece. Don't put me in a camp, please.
Great. Funny factor. Unfortunately, Drexler.
Tyler, the matzah monkey with the fickle Jewish pickle, Nichols.
Amazing. With the nickels at the end, it's amazing. It's going Drexler, unfortunately.
Last but not least, Greg Lubdanus.
Greg Lubdanus is the winner, in my opinion.
You're the winner. If you call it, that's what it is. Jesse's saying yes. I'm saying yes. PPW. Go to historyhyenas.com to see Greg Lubdanus. You are this week's PPW.
Yeah, and let me just explain. It was so good that you almost missed it because the rhyme is just like Luganus.
Yep.
So that's how good it was.
My brain didn't register it.
Didn't even register
but It's what it is.
It's Greg Lubdanus.
There it is.
He was a gay kid.
He's a great kid like Da Vinci, who our episode was about.
Got AIDS.
It does have AIDS, which it just wasn't around at Da Vinci's time, but make no mistake, he would have gotten it too.
He would.
Oui, son chien.